we've got the latest tips from the best in the field.
Little?
Well, Matt, after racing in NASCAR for 5.5 years, Danica Patrick is calling it a career today. And it's been an emotional one, even more so than she anticipated, especially just now, hugging and kissing her family and strapping in for the final time. But now, the task at hand is what she's all about. She wants to leave here as the Daytona 500 champion. Regan?
A year ago, Kyle Larson came oh so close to winning the Daytona 500, leading at the white flag lap. This year, if he's going to do the same, it's going to be from the back in a backup car. He's been extremely loose all week long, but the team's confident they have him tightened up for today's race. Vince?
Many eyes today will be focused on the young phenom William Byron. He has shot up the ranks of NASCAR, and today he makes his very first start in NASCAR's highest level. He's just 20 years old. He's a college student, and he said to me, yes, it's surreal. Yes, it's exciting. I'm going to start the Daytona 500. Mike?
40 drivers headed for the start line. 3 months of anticipation about to end.
Yes, sir. This is my heart's pounding. Danica Sue, this is for you. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, drivers.
Alex Bowman's 88 had the edge on the brake, but Denny Hamlin is pulling that low groove to the front.
Yeah, we saw a strategy play by the Hendrick teammates of Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott. They started in that outside lane, but it didn't work out so well because look at the lead that Denny Hamlin has taken. I expect Denny Hamlin to try to be up front and stay up front all day.
Well, I tell you what, he's got his mirror full of that number 12 car, little Blaney, and Blaney's not going to run behind him very long.
There's somebody trying to take it 3 wide to the outside of Chase Elliott. Harvick.
No surprise, Kevin Harvick in the 4 to the outside
but no
of
takers.
Chase Elliott.
Well, now here comes his teammate. I don't know if this was a plan, but Clint Boyer's going to pick up Kevin Harvick. Well, that's the last thing you want to do right now if you're Chase Elliott. You do not want to be in the center of 3 wide on lap 2 or 3 of the Daytona 500.
He heard you, so he accelerated up, and he's going to move up and get out of that mess.
Hamlin is now the leadingest active driver in Daytona 500. Career laps left.
Well,
Ford's right behind him. Blaney and Logano, new teammates.
Yeah, I tell you, Denny Hamlin will be hard to beat today. He's got a fast car. I think, like Jeff said, he's going to want to stay up front. But I love that kid in that 12 car. Well, he does not want to run behind somebody.
We saw Logano move up the racetrack, maybe thinking about making a move, and who took advantage of it? Bubba Wallace on the inside coming to the front.
Another kid. There are so many of these young kids that are exciting to watch. And they got skill, and they got good race cars. They're going to be factors all day long. And Mike, I mean, it's 80 degrees out there. It's hot. The track's kind of slick. They got a big tailwind going down the front and going up the back.
Bubba Wallace on the outside fighting for the lead. Got a pre-race phone call from another legend for Mobile, Alabama, Hank Aaron.
Yes, sir. That is is so cool.
And he has somebody that could push him all the way to the lead right there if he stays in front of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. or Ryan Blaney. Those guys are buddies, but Stenhouse has been so aggressive this week. I'll be curious to see if he wants to push somebody to the front or take it himself.
But Mike, can you imagine? Bubba Wallace is running second in the 43. Richard Petty, 7-time winner here at this track. And this kid is, I mean, he's exceeding my expectations, I can tell you that.
What a great view with only one car in front of Darrell Wallace Jr., and that being Denny Hamlin.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm surprised right now. We saw that these cars have been a handful all week. I expected them to maybe be 2 wide. I never expected them to be 3 wide on lap 4.
Well, Jeff, I think the deal is they've had time to work on the cars. They've been able to get them to drive a little bit better. They saw what they were dealing with in those qualifying races. I think the cars are much better today.
Guys, let's take a look at the race analysis. We're backstage racing for the second year in a row. There you see the first two stages will be 60, 60, and in the third stage, the checkered flag, 80 laps for a total of 500 miles, 200 laps. Pit road speed, 55 miles per hour. In the fuel window, 46 to 48 laps today.
Thanks, Larry Mack. Second year for stage racing, so at the end of each stage, the caution flag will wave. Points awarded to the top 10, and then pit road will open for service.
You know, Mike, one thing I see about the cars already, we've only run 5 laps, but they don't seem to be wiggling and wobbling around quite as bad as they did earlier in the week. So it just tells me these teams have learned a lot.
Give it time, DW.
Fox Visor Cam. This is Kurt Busch, the defending Daytona 500 winner. He and Daniel Suarez are both wearing the Visor Cam on their helmet. This is as close as you're ever going to get to be behind the seat.
4 wide. Chase Elliott, Joey Logano with Alex Bowman on the outside. It's going to squeeze into that small hole between the 20 of Eric Jones and Bowman. That was tight.
Yeah, this is fun to watch. I hope it lasts.
Tight with you. Clear to the bottom. Clear to the bottom. 22 tight with you. Still clear bottom by 2.
You hear the spotters up on the roof. That is Alex Bowman, spotter Kevin Hamlin.
Yeah, a spotter change this year. It used to be TJ Majors of that 88 team for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's actually now on the 22 of Joey Logano.
I just think that's a huge advantage to have a spotter that can tell you when you're clear and when to make the move.
Let's go down to the leaders pit. Jamie Little.
And Denny Hamlin telling his spotter right now, tell Bubba Wallace that if he can just be patient, we can hook up and we can pull away from the pack. So he really wants to work with the 43. He's watching in his rear view to see what he's doing.
Well, look what's further back. 3 wide, well back through the field.
All that 3 wide, 4 wide racing, all that would do if I'm out front is encourage myself to get in line and pull away and stay away from him as long as I possibly could.
Now this first stage is 60 laps. The cars will go about 48 laps on a tank of fuel. Could we see some early comers to pit road? We'll go side by side and find out.